Arizona. We're celebrating. We have over 200 miles of wall built. It's been incredible. Our numbers on the border, as you know, are at just about a record-breaking low. People are not being able to cross the border. The wall has helped because we have more than 200. We have about 212 miles up of wall. So that's good. And we're going to be doing a number of other things. We're going to be making a speech to young people in Arizona. And we'll be meeting with some of the Arizona officials to talk about their border and how strong it's become. It's become very strong. Last night we stopped an attack on a great monument, the monument of Andrew Jackson in Lafayette Park. And I just want to thank law enforcement. They did a great job. We were working very closely with the White House Secret Service and some of our executives. It was really, they did a great job. They stopped at Cole. Numerous people are in jail and going to jail today. People are already there, but we're looking at long-term sentences under the Act. We have a very specific Monuments Act, and we are looking at long-term jail sentences for these vandals and these hoodlums and these anarchists and agitators, and call them whatever you want. Some people don't like that language, but that's what they are. They're bad people. They don't love our country, and they're not taking down our monuments. I just want to make that clear. And other than that, go ahead.
Mr. President, do you have an executive order coming regarding the monuments? What will it accomplish?
I will have an executive order very shortly, and all it's really going to do is reinforce what's already there, but in a more uniform way. Okay? And I want to also say this. If the state governments, because you see them all over in Seattle, they're very weak. And in Minnesota, they might need help. If they need help, the federal government is willing to help them. If these hoodlums come around, these are not protesters, by the way. These are anarchists and other things. If these hoodlums come around, and if the states can't handle it, we are ready, willing, and able to help, as we did in Minnesota, where we stopped after 4 days. They finally called, and we did a great job with the National Guard.
Mr. President, are you planning to make any changes at your campaign after the Oklahoma rally?
Yeah, Hogan Gidley, not for that reason, because as you probably have heard, Fox had the highest ratings on a Saturday night in the history of Fox. So that's the ultimate poll, I guess. But the ratings on Saturday night for Fox were the highest ratings in the history of Fox News, which is, I guess, a long history. So that was the #1 Saturday night in history. We actually had a nice crowd, and despite all of the warnings and everything else that other networks were trying to do, despite the fact that we had some pretty bad people waiting there, they shouldn't have been. Maybe some of the same people I just talked about. We had a nice crowd, but we had the highest ratings in the history of Fox on Saturday night. And online, I heard the record was unbelievable. I heard the numbers were unbelievable. I think you probably know that. What were the numbers online? Do you know?
I don't know, sir.
Well, you should know, because you should report it.
Mr. President, are you still
When you said you asked your people to slow down testing, were you just kidding, or do you have a plan to slow down testing?
I don't kid. Let me just tell you. Let me make it clear. We have got the greatest testing program anywhere in the world. We test better than anybody in the world. Our tests are the best in the world, and we have the most of them. By having more tests, we find more cases. We did 25 million tests. Think of that, 25 million. If you look at other countries, they did 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, big countries. We did 25 million, way more by double, triple, quadruple any other country. Therefore, we test, we're going to have more cases. By having more cases, it sounds bad. But actually what it is we're finding people. Many of those people aren't sick or very little. You know, they may be young people. But what's happened is, because of all of the cases that we find, we have a very low mortality rate. Just about the best in the world. So that's the advantage to the testing, along with other things. But just remember this. The reason we have more cases than other countries is because our testing is so much. Other countries, listen, other countries do very little testing by comparison. So we're going to do this year, right now, up till yesterday, I think they told me, we're over 25 million tests. Other countries are at 2 million, 3 million. Here's what I say. Testing is a double-edged sword. In one way, it tells you you have cases. In another way, you find out where the cases are, and you do a good job. We are doing a great job. We have never been credited for it. We're doing the best testing job anywhere in the world. We're doing the best ventilator job anywhere in the world. We're now supplying ventilators to the entire world. Nobody else has done that. Nobody else. Countries don't have ventilators. They call the United States. We've done a great job. We have not been given credit for it. The other thing, the Tulsa rally was incredible. Despite all of the horrible, ominous warnings that you people put out over a period of 2 weeks, the crowd was wonderful. They were warriors. It was a great crowd. But many of them stayed home and watched television. And what happened is Fox on Saturday night had the biggest rating in the history of Fox television. Thank you very much, everybody. We had a very good decision in the John Bolton book case, and the judge was very powerful in his statements on classified information, and very powerful also in the fact that the country will get the money, any money he makes. So I hope a lot of books, I probably don't hope that, but whatever he makes, he's going to be giving back, in my opinion, based on the ruling, he's going to be giving back. I think the judge was very smart and very indignant at what Bolton did. I think it was a great ruling. Obviously, the book was already out and leaked and everything else, but he leaked classified information, so he's got a big problem. The event in Oklahoma is unbelievable. The crowds are unbelievable. They haven't seen anything like it. And we will go there now. We'll give a hopefully good speech. We're going to see a lot of great people, a lot of great friends, and pretty much that's it, okay? Well, that's all up to the Attorney General. Attorney General Barr is working on that. That's his department, not my department. But we have a very capable Attorney General, so that's really up to him. I'm not involved.
Sir, the U.S. economy is doing very good.
India?
Sir, the U.S. economy is doing very good, but countries in Europe and East are not doing very bad. What is your suggestion?
The U.S. economy is doing amazingly well. That's right. Thank you.
What is your suggestion to other countries?
Yeah, I would say that the numbers that we're doing are record-setting numbers. We have record-setting job numbers. We have record-setting, as you know, retail sales numbers that just came out. The U.S. economy is doing very, very well.
And what is your assessment of the situation between India and China, sir?
It's a very tough situation. We're talking to India. We're talking to China. They've got a big problem there. They've come to blows, and we'll see what happens. We'll try and help them out.
Thank you very much.
See you in Oklahoma. Okay, thank you very much. It's an honor to see you all today on this beautiful afternoon, White House. We're here today to discuss our efforts to support our nation's small businesses, working very hard, and safely reopen America, and that's what's happening. We're doing record numbers. We're doing numbers like nobody's ever seen before, actually. I'm thrilled to be joined by two good friends of mine, Governor Pete Ricketts of Nebraska. Pete, thank you very much. And a man that I'm going to see a little bit over the weekend. And this was really by coincidence that you happen to be here today, because it was for a different reason. It has to do with small business. Governor Kevin Stitt of Oklahoma. And we're going to be in Oklahoma, and it's a crowd like I guess nobody's seen before. We have tremendous requests for tickets, like I think probably has never happened politically before. And one of the reasons we chose your state, as you know, Kevin, was that you've done so well with the COVID. You've handled it incredibly well. We appreciate you both have, actually. You both have, so congratulations. along with several extraordinary small business owners from their state. Also with us are Secretary of the Treasury, Stephen Mnuchin, and Small Business Administrator, Jovita. Thank you, Jovita. Very good. Small business is no longer small business, it's big business. It's one of the biggest businesses. As a result of the virus, 22% of small businesses were forced to close earlier this year, including 41% of Black-owned businesses. But under my administration's strategy to vanquish the virus and restart our economy, small businesses across the nation are now safely reopening. All over the nation, they're reopening at levels like nobody's seen before. We're sheltering individuals at the highest risk. If you look at really high-risk individuals, we are really watching them and we're taking care of them, and we know what the high risk means. But largely it means older people, especially older people, senior citizens that have a tremendous, if they have a problem, if they have a heart problem, if they have diabetes, if they have any kind of a problem, they're much more susceptible. So we're all watching that.